Hey guys, in this video we're going to be going through a quick question on IGCSE Physics, and it's to do with electricity and connecting things in parallel. This is an example of a paper 6 question that I'll be going through today. So here is the question. A student is investigating resistors connected in parallel. The following apparatus is available for the student, and you've got the ammeter, voltmeter, power supply, variable resistor, a switch, connecting leads, and a box of identical resistors. So they ask you to plan an experiment to investigate how the combined resistance of the resistors connected in parallel depends on the number of resistors that are connected. And they say you should first of all draw a diagram of the circuit that you would use to determine the resistance of the resistors connected in parallel. And they ask you to show only 2 resistors in your diagram. Explain briefly how you would carry out the investigation. Draw a table or tables with column headings to show how you would display your readings. You are not required to enter any readings into the table. So in essence, this is a very simple question whereby you design an experiment to test the total resistance of resistance in parallel, and of course how it affects the total resistance if we were to add more resistors into the setup. So we would obviously always start with a power supply here, and here I would connect an ammeter to calculate the total current flowing through. In this first branch we will have resistor 1 connected, and of course because we want to connect another resistor in parallel, we will connect the second resistor, resistor 2, like so. And we also need the potential difference or the voltage, so we're going to connect the voltmeter here. Now where you connect the voltmeter is irrelevant, because you know that in a parallel circuit the voltages are exactly the same across all the different branches. So you could have connected the voltmeter anywhere really, and you would have gotten the same results. As for the current, we're going to measure the total current in the circuit using the ammeter here. And of course, because we know that voltage equals current times resistance, if we want to know the total resistance in the circuit, we're going to get that with the formula resistance equals voltage divided by current. So whatever we get in terms of the value of the ammeter here, okay, so that's the current, and whatever value that we get here, the voltage going across each of the different branches, that is going to give us the total resistance. And of course, as we add more resistors, for example, we only have resistor 1 and 2 at the moment, but as we continue to add more resistors in parallel, we would expect the values of the current and voltages to change, and that will of course inherently change the total resistance as well. So all you needed to do was give them a diagram like this demonstrating the setup that we'd use. We're going to connect 2 resistors in parallel as we said to start off with, and we're going to measure the total voltage and the current flowing through. And using the formula resistance equals voltage divided by current, we're going to get the resistance of the setup like so with 2 resistors. Now what we're going to do next is add another resistor. So we're going to add, theoretically, let's just say, I'm going to just draw it in between here, resistor 3, R3. And when that happens, we want to calculate the total resistance again, and we're going to keep repeating this as we add on more and more resistors into the setup. And so here would be a graph or a table that I would use. So we're going to go for, first of all, we've got 2 resistors in parallel, and we would measure each of these. And then we would have 3 resistors, we would measure each of these. We would have 4 resistors, 5 and 6, and you get the point. And of course, for each of these different numbers of resistors, we are getting the total resistance, and we are seeing, you know, how that value changes with more and more resistors, because that is in essence what they want you to do. Plan out an experiment to investigate how the combined resistance of the resistors connected in parallel depends on the number of resistors. So there you go, very simple question, and I will hope to see you in the next video.